Hi, this is Munson from Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you can strum through a song called Black or White by Michael Jackson. And it starts out, and I'm talking about the real song, not the intro part right here. But basically it starts out, and this gets repeated almost all the way through, where you can play 5th fret on the high E string, and we're going to do that 4 times. And then we're going to go to 4th fret on the high E, and then 2nd fret on the high E, and play that twice, and then go back to 4th fret on the high E. So you got 5, 5, 5, 5, 4, 2, 2, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 4, 2, 2, 4. But what can sound really good is to kind of harmonize those notes with a couple other notes on the B string. So when you're playing the 5th on the high E string, you could play the 5th on the B string at the same time and use that for all your 5s. And then when we're going to the 4th fret on the high E, you could hold on to that 5th fret on the B string and kind of do 4th on the high E with the 5th on the B string. So you got 5, 5, 5, 5, 4, and 5. And then when you go to your 2nd fret on the high E, it can sound really good to do your 4th fret on the B string at the same time, and then go back to the 4 and 5. So you got 5s together, 4 and 5, 2 and 4, 2 and 4, 4 and 5. That's kind of the coolest lick that kind of goes through almost the entire song. But then when we go through the strumming part, we're going to be starting on an E major chord. And the way you play E major, first finger's going to go 1st fret on the G, 2nd finger is going to go A on the 2nd fret, and 3rd finger is going to go to the D string on the 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds like E major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And we're going to do that E major 4 times. And actually, Michael's kind of following a 12-bar blues form, if you're familiar with that. And then from the E major, we're going to be going to an A major chord. And the way you play A major, first finger is going D string on the 2nd fret, 2nd finger is going to the G string on the 2nd fret, and the 3rd finger is going to the B string on the 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A major. And we're going to do that A major, and it sounds really, really happy a couple times. And then we're going to go back to the E major, and then we're going to do another E major. And then from E major, we're going to be going to a B7 chord. The way you play B7, first finger is going to go D on the 1st fret, 2nd finger on the A on the 2nd fret, 3rd finger is going to go G string on the 2nd fret, and the pinky is going to go to the high E on the 2nd fret. And with that B7, you want to strum just the A strings and the high E to get the clear sound. And actually what I'm doing is I'm kind of running my 2nd finger into the E string to mute it out. So it's just in case I miss that. That's called B7, and it sounds really messed up. It's kind of supposed to. And then we're going to an A major chord. And then from the A major, we're going to be going back to an E major chord. And then kind of another E major. And then that's kind of our verse, but then he kind of tags it with a couple more E majors on that first verse. But a lot of times with a song like this, to make it more interesting, I like adding something called a strum pattern to it. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So if you took the E major and just tried that a lot, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, E, down, down, up, down, E, down, down, up, down, up. So you want to try that a lot to kind of train your right hand. But then if we kind of tried that through our whole verse form, we'd have our E down, down, up, down, 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 A down, down, up, down, A down, down, up, down, E down, down, up, down, B down, down, up, down, B7 down, down, up, down, A down, down, up, down, B down, down, up. On an A where you could do kind of a down on the A, and what I like to do is I'll take my right hand and kind of do a down and kill it thing where I'm kind of da 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 dee da that kind of thing, and then you're back on the E down down up down B down down, and then you kind of tag to the 4 E's down down up down B down down up down B down down up down B down down instead of an E major chord, now Michael's kind of using an E minor chord. And the easiest way to get there from E major is just to lift the first finger. And then you kind of strum all the strings with that. That sounds like E minor chord. A lot of times with E minor, I like playing it with the first finger on the A string and then the second finger on the D string on the 2nd fret. So that would be another option, is to kind of switch fingers and go to E minor that way. And on that break, you can do that same strum pattern where you go down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down. But there is like a really cool lick that kind of plays around in that, where you can play the open E twice, and then 3rd fret on low E, and then open E, and then 5th fret on low E, and then open E, and then 3rd fret on low E, and then open E. So 0, 0, 3, 0, 5, 0, 3, 0, 0, 3, 0, 5, 0, 3, 0. And then what I like to do is I'll kind of punctuate that with like a little E minor chord on the high E and B and G strings by going 12th fret on all 3 of those notes together. And then I like to do kind of a little slide down. But then there's also a little cool lick where you could go 15 on the high E and the B string at the same time, and kind of do that as like a double stop, playing 2 notes at the same time. And then we go from 15 to 14, and then 12s together. And you could even make that a single note line, that 15, 14, 12, 15, 14, 12. But I think it sounds really cool to do those double stops too. So that could be another really cool way to kind of work around that E minor chord, is you could have that and kind of make up stuff around it. But for the most part, that's all around that E minor chord. And then right after the break, then we're coming back into that, back on kind of the A major in the verse. So we got the A down, down, up, down, A down. Something else that I like to add to this is a 16th note strum pattern instead of the 8th note pattern. And what I mean by that is, right now, if you're tapping your foot to the beat, what our down, down, up does is divide that in 2 parts. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's called an 8th note. And what a 16th note is if you divided that beat into 4 parts, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. One of my favorite 16th note strum patterns, though, is a long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. And you can get that to work. You'll have to go faster to kind of get it to tempo with Michael. But what I mean by that is doing like a long down for 4 on the first beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the second beat, doing a down on 1, a down on 3, and an up on 4. So then you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And then on the third beat, what we're doing is an up on 2 and a down on 3. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 up, down, 1 up, down, 1 up, down. But then on the fourth beat, you're going down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we put all that together, then you got a long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down. So we tried our verse with that pattern, then you have the E, down, down. down, up, down, down, up, down, E down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, E down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, E down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, A down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, A down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, E down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, E down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, E down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, A down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, E down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, E down, 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 up, down, down, up, down. So that might be something you want to try, or you could even do more of the straight ahead for the first chorus at the beginning, and you might want to use that strum pattern for the break, you know, like doing the E minor, so you'd be coming out of E major with the eighth move kind of strum, and then from there you can go into the E minor with down, 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 down for your breaks. So that can be kind of cool, because then when you get back to the verse, you can switch back over, or you get the A major and you go da 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 dee, da da da. It's kind of a contrast on that form. So that's just another idea, you know, just to kind of throw it out there, because I do like that 16th note strum pattern. But that's the basics of how you could strum through Black or White by Michael Jackson. So good luck!